Let's talk about these mics. You grabbed just a couple of the mics. I've seen one of these before. This is a ribbon mic.
Yep.
What number is this?
260.
260. And this would be Lectrix.
Yeah, we've been using it on Lectrix a bunch, and we use it on
Strings
and hats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah, it's
know that.
great on hats.
That's cool. What's this?
It's the M201.
Okay.
So that is something
What'd you use that for?
we always use now in guitar, electric guitar.
Really?
Never, ever. Basically, we're just getting rid of our 57s
Is that right?
Yeah.
and replacing them all with those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who makes them?
Snares, Too.
Never seen this before.
Bear as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Where do we?
Are they expensive?
Not too crazy.
No,
I
they're
think
not
it's
too crazy.
4 or
They're
something.
harder to, you don't see them pop up
Right.
online as much as 57s are there all
Is
the
it,
time.
so you're replacing a 57, but is it condenser or is it dynamic?
No, it's dynamic.
Yeah.
No way.
So it's basically, I think it was Albini that said it, and we took it with a grain of salt until we got it in here.
Yeah.
He was like, if the 57 was a good microphone, this is how,
This would be it.
how it would sound.
Really? I'd have to hear that.
And
That's cool.
we just saw, it was on the list, we'd heard good things, and we were miking a guitar amp with a 57
Mm-hmm.
and with that, and we're gonna use them both after we got it, and we A-B'd them, and they were both through the same preamps.
Yeah.
And it was like someone put a sock over the 57 compared to that
Yeah,
one.
so tell me, what is the difference in sound then?
It was just like a clarity, especially in the high end.
Yeah.
With very aggressive volume.
Right.
It's great. So it's also an amazing microphone on a snare.
It
Right.
almost sounds like you're running it through an EQ. It seems to catch the right
Okay.
details of everything you
Okay.
want to have.
A little less mud.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Interesting.
So we use
That's
that
cool.
a lot of the time with
I've got to hear that.
421, which we didn't pull out, but we've been using that
Right.
a lot of the time. We'll do both of those on a electric guitar
Right.
amp, and it's been a great combination.
That's cool. I've got to hear that. And then this is gorgeous here. This looks quite vintage.
Yeah, it's what, 70?
Or early 80s.
Early 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it ends up on lots of things.
It's our
Yeah.
workhorse.
Yeah.
It's always
Acoustic.
good on
acoustic.
almost
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. That's good. Good for you. Well, those are beauties. So take me through here. What's this unit here?
So that's a Lindell
Okay.
a preamp,
Preamp.
which also has a EQ
built in.
Nice. Nice.
in.
And
It's
then-
not the greatest EQ, but occasionally it's just we usually use it for overheads where it's kind of you just want a little bit more something.
Right. Is it? I can't see, but is it shelves or what type of EQ does it have? Just a little high
yeah,
shelf
it's-
and low shelf?
Yeah, I believe it's
Okay.
it's just those. It's pretty simplistic.
It's funny. I was using the Vintech. My buddy has a 473 from Vintech, which has a preamp and then has a high shelf and a low shelf, and then you can switch the frequencies where it starts. And it really is nice to just with a snare or overheads, like you said, with your preamp, just to be able to tweak things a little bit.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
still gonna change it in the mix a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have that.
They're really solid for us. Basically, only get used for that.
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
they're just only used for overheads, pretty much.
Do you have two of them?
We have two of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then we have the Chandler next to it, which gets used a lot.
Okay.
And it's,
What do you like about that?
I like that it has you can get some nice harmonic distortion out of,
Oh, cool.
out of that
totally.
one.
Yeah. Okay, let's move over here. So, Catherine North, we were talking about these guys earlier, and I've seen, I think it was just at Boxcar where I saw the LA2A.
Which we have the LA the
Oh, yeah. Oh, the CN2A. Okay, cool.
CN2A, yeah.
Yeah, so they have one, who is it? Ben was saying that they get to hang on to it until he sells it, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
we own these ones.
Yeah,
cool.
after he built them, he just kind of dropped them off everywhere.
They call that the puppy dog effect, right? In sales, where it's here, just take the puppy home for a couple days and then I'll bring it back. So this 2A here, this optical one, so this is Tristan's as well.
Yep.
And what would that be for? That's
We've been using a lot on vocals. we've sometimes used them on overheads. We've used it on.
Yeah, we've kind of just
snare
kind of
before.
kept it in our chain, and it's kind of like occasionally where it's like, yeah, let's see if this is a taste. So
Yeah.
like it pops up a lot of times even when we're not even planning to use it. It's kind of like, why
Oh
not?
yeah, this is working.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe we just alter this a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to real quick. You've got a ton of pedals here, and I was saying earlier about how I really want to step up my game. Let's talk about the Rats here. What you've got 2 different ones.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
different eras.
Okay. Where are these? When are these from?
So 81,
Wow.
weird era. We found out recently it's like more rare than we thought it was.
Really?
It's like it's got a tone knob, which is rare in itself, but like the tone knob ones had different art than that.
Yeah.
So it was like this weird super anomaly.
Wow.
It sounds amazing. It's like,
And that's probably like the next year.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Um,
But they sound different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're different characters, but they're both like amazing. Like we use them a lot. Right
Yeah.
now, mine needs a little bit of work on just this came out just the last month, so
Oh.
it's been a pain since I
Oh.
bought it. I
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
having to get it fixed,
Oh.
it's great. They get used on a lot of guitars, and sometimes we process vocals with them.
Oh,
totally.
interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a good way to get
Did you
like
do that on the on the Basement Revolver record?
No,
No, I don't
okay.
think so.
Maybe I
But
was thinking of
We
something else.
have
the
like,
Dirty Nail record. we
Dirty
did.
Nail, yeah.
Oh, cool. But that's after in mixing you do that?
In mixing, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's good for like getting a vocal louder without volume, I guess.
Right.
Like it just seems to go like this in the mix.
Oh, cool. I gotta try that. Well, I was just recently. This is great. How old is this?
I've had them for over
2005.
Oh, okay.
6 years.
yeah, it's 10 years now.
I just recently was experimenting with guitar pedals as a hardware insert in Pro Tools, and I was playing with my buddy's Blue Sky because it's stereo. So I was feeding it back in stereo, and it's really cool to physically
Do something.
do
yeah.
something with while you're playing back in Pro Tools. And I, like you, I'm just a small little room, but I don't have a control room, so it's not something I can't dial in sounds while someone else is playing.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
nice to be listening back, and so I was doing with the Blue Sky, and then I was actually even trying it out with a Phase 90. Just it's fun.
That's why we'll
cool.
process so much after the fact. You know, if you have like a great channel with a great microphone and a great pre, you're gonna have a really great source to work with.
Yeah.
And then you can do lots of things. We can use different hardware. Like
That's
the
smart.
Eventide Space is basically a piece of rack gear in a box. You know,
Is this just a reverb?
and it's a reverb
Yeah.
unit. And again, like we haven't even explored all of the options
Yeah.
with that.
So what is the size of this room?
It's just under 500 square feet.
Okay, that's really cool. And so we've got barn board on the walls. I think that's, I mean, aside from, it sounds good, right? But it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's great. Jordan found like an amazing deal up in Port Dover where there's all these rough cuts and like they're very oddly shaped. It's worked out really, really well. It has a nice character to the room. And we were going to stain them, and now we decided, well, why
No.
the hell are we stain them?
What's the weather like out here in the winter?
We're able to keep it, unless it goes like
Like stupid cold.
minus
Yeah.
25, you can keep this like a home.
That's cool. And you're in quite a residential space. Like, are you any trouble for the neighbors?
No, like most of the time, you can't even hear what we're doing. So
That's nice. That's the advantage of building from scratch, right?